Hello everyone, it's Riley, and welcome to what is possibly my most crazy and researched theory yet. Yes, if you follow my Tumblr, you've probably seen the post of all the screenshots of research I had to do for this one. But the funny thing is, I can't actually remember what I was trying to work out. Yes, it's reached that stage, everyone. But I digress. Recently, I was given all the volumes of the KHUX manga, and something interesting cropped up: Vexen's survival. Now, of course, I know the manga is not canon, and therefore anything in it isn't actually related to the final plot. But it then got me thinking back to the organisation and its true intentions. Organisation 13 and the 13 Seekers of Darkness. How many were men and how many were women? Yes, you can see where I'm going with this one. Now, could one of the Seekers of Darkness be female, and if they are, who? Well, that's what we're going to try and work out in this video, guys, but remember, this is all just a theory, it's just speculation, nothing is confirmed, and this is all fan-based, so please take all of this with a pinch of salt. Now that that's out of the way, let's get looking into the details. So we know that after Xehanort turned into a Heartless and Nobody, both of his forms went to try and obtain the power of Kingdom Hearts in their own way. It was Xemnas who assembled Organisation 13, a group of powerful nobodies that he was using not only to obtain Kingdom Hearts, but also work out who he wanted to use as his future Somebody vessels. A lot of candidates we know weren't suitable, whether that be because they were puppets, traitors, or just crazy musicians. Each of the members that were chosen were branded with the traditional Xehanort yellow eye colour, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The members of the organisation are, if we don't count Gion in this instance, 12 male, 1 female. The female we know to be Larxene. Now, let's assume that Square Enix don't want a rally of women knocking down their doors asking, why isn't there a female Seeker of Darkness? And assume they put one in. Seeing as Larxene was the only female member in the organisation, why couldn't there only be one in the 13 Seekers of Darkness? But who could it be? Well, that's where things get tricky. We know time travel is possible, and anyone can go where they have a previous version of themselves in time. However, in order to do so, you must eradicate your physical being and become a heart. Now, going back to Dream Drop Distance for a second, where we see Xehanort follow Sora and Riku into the Land of Sleep, therefore granting younger Xehanort access into the sleeping realm, what would happen if one of those sleeping worlds was none other than, yes, you guessed it, Daybreak Town? Whoa, Riley. We don't know that Daybreak Town is a sleeping world, and even if it was, what are you suggesting? Well, let me get to that. We have only 3 options of what Daybreak Town actually is. Firstly, it's a sleeping world, currently locked away by the new foretellers in order to escape the fear of the real world, inside the realm of Unchained. Option 2, within the Book of Prophecies, lies a copy of Daybreak Town, as seen in Kingdom Hearts Coded. One can enter a physical object filled with memories in order to mend the hurt. We also know that Maleficent was granted passage into the timeline / realm of events of the Keyblade War due to her sudden appearance at the end of Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key. And of course, the third option, Daybreak Town becomes Twilight Town, but I'll cover that later, or you can have a look at one of my previous theories, which I will link in the description. The more likely options are that either Daybreak Town is sleeping or it's a digital world. Let's go with the idea of sleeping world in this instance. So Xehanort is granted access to the realm of sleep, and he stumbles upon Daybreak Town, where peace and harmony resides. He needs a vessel, someone that will prove of use to him. We know it can't be Ventus, despite Ventus at this point in time having darkness inside of him. It is Ventus that becomes the apprentice of Xehanort later on, therefore it can't be him. We can also assume at this point in Xehanort's timeline, he already knows he will meet Ventus. Therefore, all he needs to do is give him a reason to leave for the safety of his friends in order to make his appearance in Birth by Sleep. So, who else could it be? We know from the Moor himself, nothing in Kingdom Hearts is a coincidence. Ephemera and Skuld closely resemble Ira and Envy, so with that being said, we can assume that those two won't fall to darkness so easily. So now we're down to Blaine and Strelitzia. Most people argue that Blaine has some significant reference to Ienzo. Whilst I don't believe this theory, I'm not willing to overlook it either. So let's focus on Strelitzia. Yes, I do believe Strelitzia has a greater role to play than what we first think. Now, do I think she is the Seeker? Well, possibly. Now I know a lot of you may be angry.
No, Riley, she's got a cinnamon bun, how could you say that? No,
Well, here's why. The Master of Master intended for only one child to inherit the Book of Prophecies. Ephemera, taking on the role of Ira, would love to have the book. He would love to uncover the mysteries of what it holds. That's precisely why he shouldn't have the book. If Ira became obsessed with research, my guess is that Ephemera would do the same. Skuld, being like Envy, was chosen to advise and help. Therefore, we can guess Skuld would do the same with Ephemera. Ventus and Blaine already agree on not lying to the others who enter the realm of the Unchained, so we can rule out these two as well, which leaves Strelitzia. Yes, I do believe Strelitzia will inherit the Book of Prophecies. Now, why do I think this is? Well, from what we've seen of her and my previous theory of her character, Strelitzia is very quiet and laid back. She observes the player and has done for many years, even in the new world where we currently reside and suffer from nightmares. Being so secluded and without a right-hand partner like Skuld is to Ephemera or Ventus is to Blaine, Strelitzia is alone and wouldn't need to worry about lying to anyone about having the book, unless someone finds out, and that someone is the player themselves. So where is this going, Rileyy, honestly? Well, it falls down to this. Blaine is interested in the Book of Prophecies, as is Ventus. What if the two team up and attempt to take the book from Strelitzia? And if that's not the case, what if the player is tricked into a fun game of, oh, let's take the book from Strelitzia, it will be funny. We know Union members and foretellers can be friends. Ephemera and Ava's relationship has proved this to us. But what happens afterwards? Well, we know no one can read the Book of Prophecies, otherwise disaster will fall upon the land. They will learn of the Keyblade War, they will discover the truth. The foretellers already know of the pain of the past, but who knows more than anyone else? Strelitzia. Strelitzia tries to keep the peace between the foretellers, ensuring they stay clear of any traumatic events that may come their way. After all, she does like to observe. Also, for peace of mind, we're talking about the current foretellers, not the old ones. We know from Chiraphy there is a strange darkness in the realm of sleep, but it's different to the original. Could this be hinting at the fact that Xehanort has indeed entered the realm of sleep? Yes, this theory is a bit of a mess, but it all boils down to this. Strelitzia inherits the Book of Prophecies because she is isolated, secluded, and therefore can be trusted. However, Blaine and Ventus know the possibility that the player does have other plans, egged on by Xehanort himself. This causes conflict, not in the same way as back cover, but a similar sense of treachery and deceit. We know Nomura will not repeat a storyline, so therefore the storyline of the traitor in Kingdom Hearts back cover will not be repeated with the new foretellers. However, similar themes can be used. With this being said, could Strelitzia therefore be a Seeker of Darkness? If she does possess the Book of Prophecies, this would make her a perfect candidate, as it gives Xehanort another piece of the puzzle that he needs, as well as granting him access to the original Daybreak Town, which we know she was present in. We already know Strelitzia's outfit has X symbols on, and of course nothing is a coincidence. Now this may just be a fashion thing, and of course this has been said by other people, and again everyone wants her to be this precious cinnamon bun, she cannot be evil. But what if she has no choice? What if she becomes possessed not because she wants to, but because she is forced to? She is cornered. Or there's the possibility, of course, Blaine being a Seeker of Darkness. I really don't want to believe this because his outfit, it just seems too cliche, too Nomura, no, this is too obvious, Blaine is going to be a Seeker of Darkness, no. What if the person we suspect the least is going to be the Seeker? Of course, this being Strelitzia, because we don't know a lot about her. We know Ventus has a greater destiny, we know there's the possibility of Vanitas being a Seeker. Skuld and Ephemera have such a close bond with the player, and we know Nomura is a big fan of trios. They must be a trio. Ventus, Ephemera, Skuld are a trio. Strelitzia and Blaine are kind of a question mark, but I seem to be leaning more towards Strelitzia being a Seeker than anyone else. And I'm so sorry for everyone that wants her to be a cinnamon roll, I'm sorry. But that's it for another theory, guys. Sorry it's kind of long and complicated, but I'll try and add some more pieces to it in the description of this video when I found out a few more things. If you like this video, guys, give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you all in the next one.